So I am here with the famous Lenerd Louw, author of Jump. So Lenerd, you speak a lot about sex in your book. It's super exciting. And in your book, you say that sex is a shortcut to being, and is it enlightened or awakened or having a spiritual awakening? That sex is an avenue, am I right?
All of the above.
Can you just elaborate a little bit on why you say that? So that was part of your journey, hey? Is that?
Yeah. So before, sex for me was very much more, recreational, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not knocking that. It's beautiful, just making love, for the fun of it, and just for the enjoyment. That's beautiful. But there's also so much that you can tap into whilst making love. You can really, even before the awakening and the enlightenment, it's just from a health point of view, having that energy moving through your body can really heal parts of your body or illnesses or ailments you have. It's like really restorative. And then on even more than that, another level is that it is very, very spiritual. Making love is the closest you can get to God. Making love with someone, making love with yourself, making love with someone, connecting with someone, and a deep heart space with vulnerability and intimacy is a really touching creation, touching God. And I can go on and on. I can talk for hours and hours about this. That's just a brief view on it. So it really allows you to tap into other levels of consciousness. Firstly, you tap into your body, you get out of your mind, and tapping into your body. As I think Eckhart Tolle said is that the inner body is the route to source, to God, to feeling your inner body. You really connect with this universal field of consciousness, and making love, orgasmic energy running through you. You really connect with that in that space.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you're saying that. This inner body, because that's something that you can actually pull through into your whole life. Am I right? This orgasmic way of being with life.
Exactly. We were talking about earlier, and just having this fucking awesome cacao nib, frozen yogurt, almond milk, almond butter smoothie thing that I'm drinking. It's like this. I've been drinking it now for 10 minutes, and it's like 3/4 full still.
And it's an orgasmic experience.
It's an orgasmic experience, It's not just making love that's orgasmic, having this sip and then tasting it, and tasting the little cacao nibs in it, and almost don't want it to finish. That's a beautiful experience, and you'll see. I don't want to finish this whilst we're talking, and I'll leave this for after that. I can still really focus on the orgasmic pleasure and bliss of this, and then just looking out there, look at this working harbour over here. I don't know, you see the boats and the stuff there, and just the view, just the sensual experience and visual experience of the water and the sun and the white reflection of the sun, of the white of the boats, and the blue deep color of that boat, and God, it's amazing, man. It's so much. There's so much around us that I almost get emotional. There's so much around us that are pure bliss. It's just opening up to it. The pure bliss is in the small things. It's not in the wow and the big. Don't look for those stuff. Just it's all around us. It's in the bliss. It's in the small things. In the cacao smoothie and the blue water and the sunshine, and being interviewed by a gorgeous woman. Everything is right here, right now.
Yeah, so this like sexual energy this life force energy is actually so much more than just like lying between the sheets and having a good fuck. You know, which is fantastic. But this awareness through your senses of making love to life.
No, exactly. No, and if you know, the times that I've had, like, you know, this amazing experiences making love, and then afterwards I just go and walk, you know, along the river or in the forest or next to the ocean or whatever, and, you know, I'm flying high. You know, it's like, whoa, you know, it's almost that, I think, you know, making love almost kind of, for me, accelerates that moment in this now and all of that. You know, I think it just makes it so much. I don't think you need it. You can just, without making love, you can just sense and be in the space and the beauty of all. That's also cool. But I find is that actually connecting with your sexual energy and with making love and having that energy moving between people and you and a lover, it's that it's almost like it accelerates it. It's like a quick, fast way of getting there. You know, you're asking earlier about awakening and enlightenment. You know, yeah, you know, you can sit in a mountain and, like, you know, meditate for, like, you know, 10 years or 20 or 50 years. There's nothing wrong with that. Different routes. I just think, you know, making love and using your sexual energy, your life force energy, is such a faster route to get there, and also so much more joy. I mean, nothing wrong. It's also beautiful meditating, but, you know, it's not about the end result. It's about the journey. And, you know, if you can get into this awakened state, and whilst you're doing it, actually enjoying it and being in the bliss in the moment, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and it's almost like sex is like a God's gift to us. It's like such a beautiful, easy way to access that bliss state. That's why you say it's the fast track to accessing the bliss state. It's like the key.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's like a kickstart. You know, if you're so much in your mind, and for people that are very much in their mind, like the whole human species at this stage of our evolution is like insane how much in our mind we are. You know, you only have to do an iboga plant medicine trip to realize, wow, how much these thought patterns are there. You know, and I've experienced that in that space, and, you know, so it's amazing to, yeah, that's, you know, I don't think there's everyone agrees that from that point. You know, it's you know, as we are so much in our mind, you know, and from that space to move into a space where you then enjoy the cacao bit, and you then go and can see and be in the bliss of the beauty of the small things around you, can sometimes be difficult, because the mind pops in and you think about the work and the things to do list and a lot of nonsense, you know, in the future and in the past constantly, you know. And I think what making love and sex does is it really makes it easier to afterwards enjoy the cacao and then enjoy the view, because, you know, when you're having this beautiful sex and, you know, and this beautiful love making, and it's kind of difficult to be in your mind, you know, so it's a very easy way to get out of your mind by making love. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, you go into a different space, you know, and, you know, so it teaches you a way of accessing that space of, you know, enjoying the small things in life, or the daily things that are right in front of us.
And without having to be goal orientated, like, you know, an orgasm or an ejaculation, but you're just like in a general orgasmic state. Sure, and even goal orientated about making love or penetration. You know, it's you know, it can be with a woman or with a guy or with whatever, you know, a couple or whatever, you know, can be together, and you know, it can be just be together and breathe together, and, you know, it doesn't have to lead to anywhere. You know, you can just feel each other's energy, and you can be fully clothed, you can be naked, it doesn't really matter. And you can actually feel the energy between you, and you can almost like have this energetic, you know, love making, where you actually energy and all of that is happening, and it doesn't have to lead to penetration. You know, kind of we when we grow up, you know, it was
it was almost like it's either no sex or penetration. There was nothing in between. And I think there's so much conditioning around that. I mean, I was very much in that space, So it's from there to there. There's so much in between. There's so much fun in between. And when it doesn't become a goal, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's amazing if you can let that go and let this like creativity come in, where you just really respond to what's in the moment, like really be receptive to what's actually happening, and maybe like really clear communication. You have to, be very clear with one another of like, it's okay if you don't do A, B, C.
No, sure, you just follow the energy, and it's amazing. The energy between you and a partner will take you there. I mean, the wisdom of the body is immense, so it will just flow. You don't even have to talk too much, and the more connected you are with your own energy, the more you'll feel the other person's energy, and especially with men, the more you're connected to your own feminine, and the more you're connected to your own, feeling the energy in your own body, the more connected you are with a woman and where she is in it, in the space, and you'll immediately know, that she's ready to make love or wants to be penetrated or ready to be penetrated. Often guys say they don't know, but it's just because you need to be connected to your own internal energy, and your own feminine. So that's the beauty of it for men, Some guys say, why would I need to connect it to my own feminine? That's a bit weird. But the more connected you are with your own feminine, the better you are with women.
Then it's like your radar is out and you can feel what's busy happening and then respond to it and really feel the woman, really feel yourself and feel her. And I think that's sometimes really difficult for guys, because I think that, that's expected of them to perform in a certain way, and that they can let go of that and really become receptive and really hear a woman and yourself, like respect what's really happening instead of like this goal orientation. Hey?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, I'm not a woman, but how amazing it is for women to be acknowledged in that way. I've experienced that where the woman, if the guy can actually feel the woman and know where she is, that's an amazing respect, that you show. The respect is not in the words, the respect is in the actions, So if you can really know where, the woman, is that you are with, and you can sense her and you can feel her, then that's very powerful. And that shows a deep respect for her. She feels it, she feels seen, and that just opens her up. She feels safe to surrender.
Yeah, and I think the same actually counts for women as well, Lenerd. For us to also be able to feel the man, because it's so easy for us to say, the guy didn't hear me, didn't understand me, but we're often also so guilty of expecting a guy to step up or to penetrate maybe when he's not ready. I think it works both ways.
No, sure. There's this belief out there, or this conditioning out there, that men are always just ready for sex and always want sex. And if you actually don't feel like it, then it's almost like, what's wrong with you? You're a man. You should be wanting to fuck me. And I think that is so silly. So I think beautiful for men to acknowledge that. To listen to the wisdom of their body. If they really don't feel like making love, which may be a surprise to a lot of people, and for a lot of women, but often, no, you're not in a mood, for sex, or you don't feel like that. But society's conditioning is the other way around with men. Then is that no, you must perform, you must not go and do it, and that's the worst way to not to respect yourself. If you don't feel it, don't do it.
So there's this fantastic, mysterious thing that you also speak about in your book. It's called sex magic. So is that really possible? Can you create magic while you have sex? Is that like a thing we can engage with?
Oh yes, I mean it's making love, you're in that orgasmic life force energy. It magnifies everything and anything. And I don't think anyone now, or very few people, would disagree that you can manifest things. You think it and it will be. Maybe 10 or 20 or 50 years ago, people were like, what are you on about, talking about it? It was very woo-woo. Now I think it's a total acceptance that you can manifest things. You can manifest whatever you want to manifest, and you can do that sitting on the bench here looking at the sea, and actually go there and meditate or just think it, and that's great. And you can also use it making love. And if you make love, it's like almost, I don't know, 100,000 million times bigger. I don't know, no idea, but it is massively magnified. So there's a danger to that also. So be very cautious, be very careful what you think of when you make love. Because when you make love, whatever you think of, you're really giving massive power to. So, and you can do that consciously, and you can do it for whatever. You can do it for business. You can say, I want to, for my business, and you make love with your lover, and you create some, business out the result. Or you can do it in whatever way you want to do it. In terms of personal space you want to do, and you can really manifest that powerfully. And putting the intention in prior to the love making, that's what you want to do, and you can do it. It doesn't have to be a big ritual event, just having a brief chat and say, this is my intention I'm going to put in this love making. And then at orgasmic point, when you actually reach the orgasm, is to you can whatever think, you can shout it out, whatever, when you orgasm. Whatever works for you.
Extra energy.
Yeah. It just enhances it. It makes it so much more powerful. And it's fun. Exactly. It's fun. Life is about I believe about playfulness and curiosity, and why the hell not?
Yeah, it's like a prayer.
Sure.
Yeah. So thanks, Lenerd. I'm just going to sit next to you for a moment. And then just on that note, I hope we're in the screen. Just on that note, I had this download a little while ago, and it says, I am pure consciousness. Every thought and feeling that I have has immense power. When I'm sexually charged, I'm razor sharp. I choose to use this energy for the benefit of myself and all that is.
Oh, beautiful.
It ties in with the whole sex magic thing.
That's beautiful.
Razor sharp when you sexually charge. You can use this energy
Oh, that's beautiful.
the goodness of yourself and the world.
No, that's beautiful. And and just on that, you just said, you got that download. I also found that massively happens where, people get downloads, in terms of when you're in that orgasmic energy. You're not just manifesting stuff going forward, but you can actually get a download straight from the field of, universal consciousness, dropping straight in the magic, and also be receptive for the magic. Well, that's a beautiful example of that. So, wow, beautiful. Well, beautifully articulated.
Thank you.